I'm working with Ohioans for gun safety. I've been interested in the safety and health surrounding gun issues for a very long time. And I finally found something, one very specific thing. I mean, I'm certainly supportive of moms and the mayors and the kids, everybody who does something for gun safety. I've done a lot of research about gun safety and so on, but what we're doing is just one issue. We're trying to get close the loopholes of background checks, and this is just plain gun safety. This is something that's supported by 90% of Ohioans, including 88% of people who own guns, and a high percentage of both Democrats and Republicans support closing the loopholes in background checks. And what that means is that we want to make sure that people who buy guns at gun sales also have background checks done on their purchases. So the group started a couple of years ago, and they wanted to find one issue and very narrowly define what they're doing. I'm sitting here listening to Michelle's whole list of all the wonderful things their group is doing and thinking, well, we're just so narrowly focused on this one issue. But this group felt this might be the way to work this time, try to get something that is popular and is easy to talk about in front of the legislators. And I got involved in this, as I said. I've had friends impacted by gun violence. One friend fairly recently who was shot, and fortunately he didn't die, but I can't tell you how his life has changed. He's a man who has contributed so much to this community, to his profession. And when I say contribute to his community, his time, his treasure, you ask him to do something and he's right there. He's always helping everyone. And has been a leader of many of Cincinnati's organizations as well, the Symphony and some others. And his life has been so impacted. First they told him he'd never walk again, and the bullet didn't even hit his spinal cord. It hit near there. But that's what a bullet can do. It can harm the body so much that something nearby can hurt something else so severely.
It did hit part of his spinal cord.
And then he now came so far as he walks with a walker. He does real well with it. But he told us, it used to take him about 10 minutes to get dressed in the morning, and always looked very dapper, of course. Now it takes him a half hour or more, 20 minutes just to get his shoes on. So guns impact our lives all the time. And as you can see, I'm kind of old. I started my life as a school teacher many, many years ago. And in my class, there was a little girl who was a brilliant kid, inner city family, but obviously this kid was going to go places. But not that inner city, it was Norwood, actually. Went to Grandma's house, the family went to Grandma's house over for Thanksgiving, and Grandma had a gun in her nightstand. Well, my student's little brother, a little 5-year-old, got up from the table, as kids are wont to do at Thanksgiving and other holidays, went into Grandma's room to find some toys to play with, found the gun, shot himself to death. And the impact on my student was that from this very good student with great promise, I think I heard in high school she dropped out. The parents divorced. They never spoke to the grandmother again. And the grandmother died alone several years after that. So the impact not only on a person, on a family, on everyone of gun violence has been a part of me since I was a 22-year-old school teacher all those many years ago. And I think it's high time for this to end. So what our first goal is at Ohioans for Gun Safety is to get petitions signed. That's one reason I'm here. I have an action step for everybody. If you haven't yet signed one of these petitions, I'd like to ask you to do it today. And I'll be taking them with me when I go. And we're trying to get our bill, which is aligned with the House bill, the language is aligned with the House bill, in front of the state legislature. They have brought this up, but we're trying and we were hoping that with the governor's new plan about gun violence, that we would be obsolete. We wouldn't need to do this, but guess what? He's not dealing with it in his proposals at all. So we still need to be active about about closing these loopholes. So that's the first step. We need 133 signatures throughout the state to get in front of the legislature. If that doesn't work, we'll come back and need more signatures to actually get on the ballot in 2020. So that's what we're working on right now, and I'm going to pass this particular petition. I'm going to start at this side of the room. If you haven't signed one, or if you're not sure whether you signed it or not, please go ahead and sign it. They'll deal with the duplicates when they get to the main office of this. So sign it, and then I have another. This packet's almost full, yay! And I have another packet that I can send around as well. So,
and is that Hamilton County you have there?
This is Hamilton County. I could start one for another county because I have some empty ones. Do we need another county?
I just want to be sure that everybody knew
Right.
that they have to sign Lincoln County.
And if anyone would like to take packets, I have, well, if I send around, I have 2 more. If you want to take a packet with you, if you have this group or others that you'd like to have them signed, I have 2 others with me right now. And if you want more packets, the drop-off and pick up and drop-off place is for most of Hamilton County, but you can get ballot packets there for other counties as well, is Rockdale Temple, which is on Ridge Road in Amberley, and it's attached to the Mayerson JCC. And we were one of the early signers. Our temple was one of the early signers on to the background checks, and so we're housing that part of the effort.
How many signatures do you need, and do you have a time limit in terms of getting them?
I was told there's not a real hard time limit, but they're trying to finish up in December.
Okay. And
So
you need
some
how many?
a couple of the small counties, red counties, are the ones that are already completed their signature gathering. So we were excited about that. So I think they said one of them might have been Lake County, and I don't remember the other published out there. So I'll send these around, and thank you
I
for
know
letting
it's a
me
lot.
spend
I
time with
just
you
wanted to be
today.
sure I
And it's by
remembered.
social.
Yes, I know.